So for our next speaker, I would like to introduce Venerable Dr. Dhammananda, who is the abbess of Song Dharma Kalyani Monastery in Bangkok, a temple for Buddhist nuns. Venerable Dhammananda received her BA in philosophy from Vishabharati University, India, MA in religion from McMaster University, Canada, and PhD in Buddhism from Magadha University, India. She was a professor of philosophy at Thammasat University in Bangkok for 27 years. She has authored many books on contemporary issues in Asian Buddhism, many published before her ordination and under her birth name, Dr. Chasuman Kabir Singh. Venerable Dr. Dhammananda, welcome. I would like to request Venerable Dhammananda to give us a few salient points of the talk that you are going to talk about during the conference next year, IBED Conference 2022. Can you please enlighten us, Venerable?
Thank you. Greetings to everyone, and particularly to Brother Peg. I'm very happy that you are moderating. I'm very happy to be participating in this August conference. I started by research on environment way back in 1985. It was a joint project between Thai and Tibetan scholars, particularly on Buddhist perception of nature, which brought out a book, that the organizers knew about it. In that conference, we were supposed to be working between Thai and Tibetan scholars. Go back to the text, read the text, and tell us about the text. That was our job to do. But His Holiness also was there to bless the project. And the project actually was awarded, received a Rolex award way back in 1985. And I thought that I would do the research only for 1 year or so, and then I will continue on my work. But once when you have studied ecology, once you have realized the problems that we are facing, once you have realized how much the teaching from Buddhist text itself talk about natural environment, talk about our own nature as human being, and also nature outside, the importance that we need to link ourselves and care for the world, and to realize that the world is us. Each one of us is part of this natural environment. So we do not separate nature as something outside you, but nature outside and nature within is very much intact. When we talk about life, this is the present. My life as I'm sitting here, I'm presenting to you the combination of the 4 elements within this body. But at the time when I return to the greater 4 elements of the universe. Therefore, we understand the connectedness between ourselves and nature much stronger. In Buddhist teaching, you can talk about environment in 2 levels. We can talk about philosophical level, or we can talk about at the level of a very practical level. In the Buddhist text, we have 3 main sections. The first section and the second section is the one that we have a great deal of reference about environment. At the philosophical level, we talk about when A is, B is. That is talking about the interrelatedness of things, of nature. And then at the practical level, we have for Bhikkhuni as an ordained monastic, we have 311 precepts to follow. And for the monk, for the male monastic, they have 227 precepts to follow. these are the practical level that we guide us how we handle nature outside. As you may recall, that the Buddha left the palace and went into the forest searching for this truth. Therefore, his batch, the first batch of his followers, meaning the monks, live in the forest. So their context, their main context is very much forest setting. So this allows us to see how we are supposed to be behaving, living in the forest. How do we care for the trees? How do we care for, in this part of the teaching, it goes into details, the monastic rules goes into details of how the story was, how the monastic rule came about. What was the context? Very beautiful. This is very beautiful. And the project was under World Wildlife Fund Thailand. And so I had to work also with artists. The artists would bring out stories from Buddhist background into calendars, into books. And we were hoping that this book with paintings, with drawings from the text would reach out to the larger public. We were expecting to have this the books distributed among the monks, among the Buddhist temples. Thailand being a country with 95% of the population as Buddhist. So we were hoping that this text would somehow work from monastic, first from the monastic, and then the monastic will be the one who actually reach out to the larger audience. And that's how the message will be continued to the larger Buddhist population. I'm sorry to report that it didn't work very well, but nevertheless, the once when you are involved in the research, once you are involved in the understanding the Buddhist teaching, it is always with you. And now, after being ordained, I have been ordained for 21 years now, and I now try to put the teaching, ecological teaching, Buddhist ecological teaching into the setting of the temple. And we try to introduce eco-temple from our own temple, starting from, people said that, oh, they don't have money to donate. We said, oh, please bring your trash to make merit. So that is how we started our idea to get across to the larger public. So as soon as they are aware that they are coming to the temple, they would load in the back of their car, they would load trash from their home, papers of different kind. Then they start learning how to separate papers, how to separate plastics. But the water bottle that we use, the plastic, the cap is one rate. The bottle is another rate. So we try to make them realize that we take care of our own trash. Each day, whatever trash that you have created, please take care of the trash and bring it, collect it and bring it to the temple for recycle. So now we learn about recycle, but recycle, we thought that it is a new word, but actually recycle is very much practiced in the Buddha's time, how the monks had to recycle their robe. There was one particular case that I would like to share. The king was kind of not very happy because his queen made offering of 500 robes to the monk. So when he had the time to talk to Venerable Ananda, he asked about this robe, what would you do with this 500 robes that my wife actually offered? So Venerable Ananda explained to him that the robes were distributed. Each monk would have only one set of robes, This one set of robe consisting of 3 pieces. And then the king asked further, once when the robe is torn, is worn out, what do you do? Then he said that he would cover the ceiling. After that, what do you do? Then Venerable Ananda explained to him that we can use it as rags, to clean the floor. What do you do after that? After the rag, then Venerable Ananda explained that when it can no more use as cloth, then they pound it, mix it with clay, and actually make the floor of the hut. So this is the real idea of recycle that was introduced in the Buddha's time, very much early, as 2,600 years ago. So these ideas is very practical, and we can tell our people what to do with the trash that we have created. Now we talk about plastic trash that would last much longer than our own life. So what do? We have to be responsible for ourselves. We have to be responsible for this climate changes, rapid climate changes. The previous speaker talked about this. Even if only 2 degrees of temperature goes up, it means we are coming to an end. So the responsibility for each one of us, we have to realize that we are not talking about the world in the future. We are talking about the world that we are living now, that we are facing within in my own life. When I was younger, I remembered that we didn't have any fan. No electric fan. We just have fan, the fan that you use. And now you have electric fan. Now you have air condition. All this brings about the greater temperature in the world. So therefore, we have to really rethink of how we are going to spend our life, so that we still have the world left for the future generation. So it is our responsibilities. At this time, there is no more talking about being Buddhist or being Muslims, because the world is ours. We live in this world, and we have to care for this world equally, together with our Muslim brothers and sisters, with our Buddhist brothers and sisters, monastics or lay. All of us have to put our effort into understanding about handling the world as it is, handling ourselves, and care for the larger community. So this is the sharing that I have with you. Brother Peg, you can help me by asking questions.
Thank you so much, Venerable, for sharing this gist of what you're going to say at the conference. We look forward to hear more from you on January the 15th, 2022, on this topic, the concept of ecology, sources from Quran and Buddhist scriptures. So for all our friends out there, if you'd like to hear more of what our Venerable Dhammananda have to share on this topic, please join us by clicking on the www.IBED Conference.com. Look forward to seeing you all. Please register. Thank you.